Good morning. This is the market update for buy sell short for Wednesday, July 4th. Hope everyone's having a great July 4th. Let's get through this. We got some charts to look at and let's get rolling. We're going to start off with the Dow 15-minute chart, and a little bit choppy given the 500-point move we've seen over the last few days. But the thing I want you to bring away from this chart is you see this blue line here. We go down, up, down, up. And I know it's not the most picture perfect setup, but what this is called is a W formation. And W formations, like inverted head and shoulder patterns, can be very, very bullish for the market. The breakout on this would be 13K. So we have a potentially nice bullish setup on the 15-minute chart. If we jump back over to the Dow daily chart, I adjusted the bearish rising wedge that is in place now, and you can see we broke through that previous resistance high. We breached it on Tuesday or Monday, and then finally added to those gains yesterday. Both holiday, trading volumes really, really low, so we'll get a better picture probably next week, even if we do see retrace in the market. Thursday, Friday, next week will really be the tell on whether we are going to see those new highs in the major indices. And I, for one, still believe that is going to be the case. Small caps have been on a tear over the last few days. We got a big breakout in the Russell 2K, and you can see we broke that resistance line last week and have extended those gains on Monday and Tuesday. Next target is the 84 level here. Those call options we picked up last month are doublers, so very, very strong action in the small caps. And we're starting to see that spread out to a lot of charts. Now, here is a 2-year chart of the Russell, and what I want you to take away from this, actually I probably should have drawn it, but picture a circle right here. This is the left shoulder. This is the head. This is the right shoulder. What this is called is an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Very, very bullish. The breakout on this would probably be 840, 850 level. I'm not saying this is going to happen immediately, and a pattern like this is the 2-year chart. Can take quite a few weeks to set up. So this may be something we could be looking at forming in the fall, going into next year. And what we could see from this pattern looking out medium to long term is what we saw back in 2011, where we essentially just continued to run and run and run and run and run and run, and ended up gaining almost 60% over the course of a few months on the Russell 2K. So a couple of bullish charts for us to look out yonder with. Let's jump into some stock plays though. MOTR. Nice little setup on this one over the last couple of days. 50-day moving average is the target. Now, in case you haven't noticed recently, a lot of stocks are running to their big moving averages. They're running to the 50-day, then they're continuing to the 200-day, and some stocks are just going up, 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 over the course of a lot of days. So this is a strong momentum move in a lot of stocks right now. 72, first target, then 80, 79, 80 plus would be secondary target on this one. RSI about to break 50. Stochastics in the basement. Nice bottom setup. And, when momentum comes in, this is a stock that tends to get quite a bit of it. New play we picked up in the chat room late on yesterday. CBLI, nice little setup on this one. 180 is the break. I'm a buyer. 170 and under. Nice little flaggy formation here that we could just see it go boom out of the blue. All the indicators are nicely oversold, and this is the kind of chart, we could be looking at this a week from now and see it printing 220, 240 plus on the chart. Solar stocks, very, very strong over the last few days. HSOL breakout on this one, 131. 200-day moving average right here at 152 is the target. And right now it's showing very nice support at the 120 level. The other China solar plays, if you look at the popper scan for today, a lot of solar stocks on the pop scan. And I really like when we see a lot of stocks in the same sector tends to give credence to when we see nice setups like this one on HSOL. Netflix. This is stock we've been watching over the last few days, waiting for a breakout through the 50-day moving average, and that came on Friday on a nice 6% move. News that online viewership was up big for Netflix, but this is a pretty significant break on this chart. Target would be $85, and the way we came to this target is, you see this nice little diagram over here. This is called a Fibonacci retracement, and essentially all you do is take the high we saw back in April, the recent low, and it picks up bounce levels, Fibonacci bounce levels. The 38% fib bounce, which is usually the first target I shoot for, is at 85. Now, a way to play this stock, if you don't want to play the actual stock, are the call options. I like the September 90 calls. They are at $1.75. Netflix running to 85, and those could easily be 50 to 100% movers. Stops on Netflix right now would be $70 is probably what I would look for stops if I entered the position. If you're looking at the calls, pick up a couple. Again, I would give a little bit more rope on the calls. They are 2-month out calls. Not something you can buy big because the volume is usually not that great in the Netflix options. But when Netflix likes to go, remember we played this one early in the year and it ended up running from 70 to 100 plus. So this stock, when it starts to get on a roll, likes to get on a serious roll. And this could be a potentially nice breakout move beginning here with possible eyes to the 200-day moving average. ALVR, like a lot of small cap stocks recently, very, very frustrating, but it has continued to hold support here. We're looking for that breakout, a close above the 20-day exponential at 42, and we get that, and we could see a move to 50 to 52 cents. Again, this reminds me a lot of CRME. We were really, really patient on this one, and it just treaded water for so long. And then, boom, out of the blue, she goes boom. And here we are sitting on a stock up 30% now over the last few days. So we could and should see similar on ALVR, especially if the momentum in small caps continue. BONE, another biotech stocks. Bio's actually been doing very, very well. There are a couple of nice setups on the pop scan as well going into tomorrow. BONE. Nice symmetrical triangle breakout here on Friday, and we actually got a close above the 20-day exponential. Our target is the 50-day moving average, 152 to 160 plus. We've got RSI breaking 50. We got a positive ADX cross on Friday, and you can see on stochastics we are breaking a resistance that it's been stuck beneath really over the last several weeks. So the chart is shaping up very, very nicely here. And there was a huge volume spike on this one for quarter end window dressing. This could be the move, a big move could be a coming on this one. Very nice support right now, 125 to 130 here. Quick mention on PIP. This one is lagging the move we have seen in peer SIGA. SIGA, big move, big breakout over the last few days. Remember, PIP owns 40% of their drug. And the funny thing is, this stock has rallied even though PIP won the court case. Of course, SIGA appealed yet again, no surprise. But PIP has yet to get a big bounce back. And you can see when this stock goes, it can go pretty big in a day. I mean, this stock moving 20 cents intraday is not unheard of. So I think we've got a very, very nice price here. 150 is probably where they will start chasing this baby. 157 to the 160, 70 area could be very, very nice. We're about to get a positive MACD cross. Stochastics have broken up through the 20 level. RSI looks good here as well. This next couple of days should see a nice little move on PIP. APPY has, at least it's hung out above support over the last few days. After the fiasco in Telk, I'm sort of really turned off these low float plays, but the stock continues to hang out. It'd be one I would watch definitely for news. Some sort of news is likely to come and break this one out. 205, 210 area, you probably get chasers, and the 20-day exponential at 238 would be target. I mean, RSI has flatlined. It's about to get a positive MACD cross, and stochastics have really flatlined as well. So continue to monitor this one. If you've got a little bit more patience, you could really be rewarded here. One of the other trading alerts we did, however, ZHNE, just an utter disappointment. I banished this one to the never touch this damn stock again. I don't care if they get a $50 buyout offer. Just piss poor, shitty action, and continues to trend ever lower. I just tracked this one up to an extremely bad call. And another lesson that when we place stops, even if we like a stock and don't believe it's going to sell off, we follow the stops and we don't ride these stocks down, would be the simple takeaway from a chart like this, especially on frustrating stocks. So that's it for the video update. We've got some very nice setups going into tomorrow. BONE, HSOL, CBLI, among others. The motor chart really could go motoring tomorrow. So we've got some nice potential setups. We've got a nice bullish bias to the market now. Keep in mind, U.S. market, of course, closed today. Duh, that's why you're drinking beers and having fun. But the European markets were open. You'll see if you look at the business headlines that they're saying European global markets down. You know, the dreaded, the market is down. But if you actually read it, overseas markets barely down. Given that they've been running 6 and 7% and pushing multi-month highs, the little retrace on miniature volume they saw today, and the reason being fears of global slowdown. We already know that. That's why the market is anticipating massive liquidity influxes. ECB tomorrow is expected to cut interest rates, and that could juice the market, take the euro down, probably see some stabilization, but they're looking for a lot of cash to come in from China, from the ECB, and I think the Fed is gearing up for another liquidity push as well. And all that money is going to go into one place, stocks. So we are still on track for our cyclical rally. As I mentioned back in June, the market does very well. We tend to have an election year rally from June through August on a presidential election cycles, and so far so good. I mean, it's a wall of worry rally, but it is a rally nonetheless. When we break out through that 13,300 level, there's going to be a lot of shorts in a lot of pain. So let's see if we can get through that 13K level over the next 2 days and then see what next week brings. That's it for the video. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email. Oh, and be sure to check out the Popper Scan. A lot of nice setups in it going into today. I actually had to weed out a lot of stocks. I mean, there were so many nice charts. I had to spend even more time going through and picking out the best of them. That's a great situation to be in. And also, if you look at the new Pop Scan, the sorting is a little bit different. I've started sorting the Pop Scan based on volume. So first plays on the Pop Scan are the higher volumes, and then going down from there. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Have a great 4th of July. Goodbye.